I'm going to return back to Revelation chapter 6, the symbols of the white horse, the red horse, the pale horse, and and the black horse, the black prophet. The white horse, the red horse, and the pale horse is from the same origin, of the same pedigree, from the same family tree. It's no different. But each genetic color code is giving you a season in time where an event took place which caused them to be labeled as the red horse and the pale horse. The pale horse came to be when men refused, the whole world seemed refused to serve this creature. First, he created it with education and technology and tried to get the world to serve and worship him through technology. He tried to take away the dominion and wanted men to brag on him about his creation of technology and all of these gadgets, very gadget stuff on the earth, and forget about God. But by God being in control, God, there was many maintained the integrity of their faith and still honored the law of Moses. But this creature, which began at Alexander the Great, he came in with a law called the law of democracy. This law had been intact for many years, even though so many covenant laws have failed and perished along the way. The law called democracy, it have extended even until today. It is running very strong. But it created a mindset to the peoples that the more you seek out of knowledge, the more this earth will yield. Well, the earth is just like a dozen eggs. Every time you break one egg, you subtract from that dozen of eggs. There's no way that you can gain that egg which you cracked and broke. The only thing you can do is replace it. And if you can't have the wisdom to replace it and don't know how it was created or made, then you don't have 11 eggs in the dozen. But once you go and you crack and break another egg, you take it away from the dozens all the way to a half a dozen, all the way to a quarter of a dozen. And when you get to the last egg, you add the last egg. When you break that egg, there is no more to break. Why did I say this? The conqueror have conquered throughout the earth. He have taken the dwelling places that was not his. He have distorted and exploited many peoples and many nations, making the whole earth as a wilderness, where they cannot only feed themselves or sustain any other human being on their own land. This became the same as breaking one egg and don't know how the contents of the egg began or how you could create and make another egg. As they marched from place to place, taking dwelling that was not theirs, exploiting the land, exploiting the people. And the people begin to grow, and he teach the people the craft is the only way. The craft has no substance of life. Richness, fame, and fortunes is the things of vanity that will fade away and in naught. Saying this is each time they go to another country and conquer this country, and all they teach is death and don't know how to create life, then they'll find every time this is another egg being broken, distracting from the death, subtracting from the dozen of eggs, which was in the contents of the contents of this box of egg, dozen of egg. So as they go through and conquer and exploit and destroy the land, look at Africa, land of poverty. Look at everywhere these peoples have gone and conquered the land. They they have been having an economic problem there, tying all of the nations of the world onto their network of a spider web like kingdom. That only the spider is the author of this web. But as you keep entrapping souls in your network, in your spider web, and consuming until you get where there is no more life out there. There's no more blood to be extracted. America have now came to the last egg in the carton. They're made up with their mind. Before I will be made least and less than the peoples that I have dominated all these years through the history of the world. Before I became the same as they, I will break the last egg. I will make a covenant with death and hell, they say. I will curse the Almighty, they said. I will take away the law he gave for his children. I will take away the law of Moses, they said, and replace it with the law of democracy, insulting he who created the entire human race. And I will deny him that he is God and make myself God. I will burst this last egg and try to scorch the earth with nuclear weapons. This is what this man have placed it in his heart, and he will escape. But here we got distraction. Through racial overtone, we speak concerning in the news medias about something that doesn't even matter, that something is smaller than a net. We digest a camera, but gag on the net. When the net is not the 800-pound gorilla that's sitting up in the room with us. It is not. But yet we'll take and swallow the camera and digest that net. But the 800-pound gorilla that's sitting up in the head of us that we are not concerned about is when they went in and provoked the nation to knock down that Trade Center building, and they went over there in the kingdom of God and have made a war with a God. Said, it's the last thing I do. I'm going to take dominion of the earth if I have to exterminate the whole earth. That's the prayer for this day. We're worried about that net, not about this 800-pound gorilla. It's why this camel said, oh, it can't happen to us. When they took and created a space station and put up there, when they tried to get up on the brink of the earth, they was thinking about this moment in time. At that point in time, had they not, then God never would have spoke about it in the prophecy of the Bible prophecy. When they tried to distort the gospel truth, when they tried to exterminate everything in the Middle East, to exterminate that black face and replace it with a white looking face, a clear looking face, they was trying that this moment in time was up on their mind. When they went in the North Pole or the South Pole and they stored up food or extra seeds and stuff for all kind of plants and stuff like this, they was thinking about this moment in time, trying to find a way how they could exterminate all things that was of God and about God and replace it with the substance that was called by transgression of the angels. This is what they did. This is what is on us today. But we'll swallow the camel and we'll gag on that net because we are not considering this. But we're at the brink of the point of no return. For God will close the windows of heaven and shut the doors, and he will not hear our cry, neither honor our prayer. We must call